Good day to you. This is teacher Leland, Alejandro, and we're going to study today how to write polynomial functions from the given roots. So it's writing polynomial functions from the given complex roots. Okay, so this is basically writing functions from the roots of the equation or roots of the function. All right, so we're going to see the problem set on the other screen. Okay, let's see how many. This is about, let's check on this. Okay, this is about how many numbers? This will be about 12 numbers. Okay, 12 numbers. All right, let's proceed to the first number, and we're going to solve this using the presentation view. Okay, here's the instruction. Write a polynomial function of least degree with integral coefficients that has the given zeros. So for the given zeros, those are the numbers, okay, that you see, all right, over here. And the first step is to equate this to the variable x. All right, so let us start there. X is equal to -1, that's the first, and then followed by x equals 5. X equals -5, and the last one is x equals -2. There. So these are the given roots, and sometimes they're called zeros. Okay. All right. Because the value of the function will be 0 when the x are these values. Okay. That's why they are called zeros. All right. So after doing this, equating each number to the x, we're going to transform these equations such that the right side are equivalent to the numerical 0. All right, so here's what we do. We transpose the -1 to the left side. The first equation will become like this. X is x plus 1 is equal to 0 there, okay? And then the next one, you have x minus 5 equal to 0, okay? So we're going to make the right side of the equation 0. So the third is x plus 5 equal to 0 there. And then the next one, that will be x plus 2. X plus 2 equals 0 there. Okay, so you see when you transpose the numbers, the right equation to the other side with the letter x, the sign will change. Okay, the sign will change. And so that's what that will be the next step after equating to x. All right, after which we're going to take each left side of the equation as factors, okay, and equate this to f of x. So this will be something like this. F of x, okay, this is now the name of the function, okay, this is equal to, all right, x plus 1 times x minus 5 there, and then times x plus 5, and then times the last one will be x plus 2 there. Okay, so what we need to do next is multiply. Okay, we will have to multiply these factors, okay, because this is one quantity times this quantity times this quantity times the last quantity x plus 2. Okay, so it's x plus 1 times x minus 5 times x plus 5 times x plus 2. Okay, and so we're going to continue this way, and this is actually an equation already. This is the function already. Okay, this is already the function. Now this is what you call the factored form. Okay, this is the factored form of the function. Okay, there, it's already the required function. But if you have to write the equivalent of the function into a polynomial, then you will have to expand it by multiplication, and that's what we're going to do. All right, so we will just multiply it. Okay, this will now be, all right, x plus 1 times x plus 2. Okay, and then x minus 5 times x plus 5. That will be a little shorter. Okay, all right, so we're going to do a little just rearrangement there, and then we will have the x plus 2, and then we will now have the x minus 5, and then x plus 5 there. Okay, now remember, multiplication is commutative. Okay, commutative property of multiplication, where you can interchange the factors. Okay, so this still equivalent. All right, so we're going to continue with the multiplication process. This will now be equal to, all right, the first two factors, this will be equivalent to x squared. Okay, this will be x squared, and we will have to write the 2 there. Okay, all right, and we can only do that by, all right, writing it manually there, not unless we can do it by the Unicode. All right, so that'll be x squared, and then this will continue with the product x and the 2x for the middle term. Okay, so if we will have to do it the long method, then it will be x squared and then 2x. Okay, this will be plus 2x. All right, x squared and then 2x, and then plus x and then plus 2, like that. And that will be for the first part. Now, for the last two factors, there's a shortcut for this. X minus 5 times x plus 5 is equivalent to x squared minus 25. Okay, x squared minus 25, like that. That's the shortcut. All right, so you square the first, and then you square the second, the 5, since x and 5 and 5 are the same. Okay, now this will have to become squared over here. There. Okay, now we will do some simplification in the first multiplication, and it's going to be, all right, f of x is equal to, all right, we have there x squared again. Okay, so we have there x squared, so we're going to write the 2, because there's no Unicode for 2. All right, this will be x squared. Okay, and the next one is 3x, of course. We will combine the 2x and the x, so we're going to have there plus 3x plus 2 there. And then next is, we still have that x squared minus 25. So x, let me write the 2 later. This will become minus 25, and then close parenthesis. We will have the 2 now. The 2 now. Okay, this will now be 2 over here. All right, now we will have to multiply these two factors now. All right, to continue with the process to have the polynomial. So this will now be f of x, and then this will now be like x to the 4th. Okay, when we multiply x squared and x squared, we will have x to the 4th. So we can do this like there. All right, so that's the Unicode 2074 alt x. We're able to write the x to the 4th, and then the next one will be 3x cubed. So we're doing x squared. Okay, x squared and then 3x cubed. The next one is 3x cubed, so plus 3x. This will now be cubed. So let me write the 3, because there's no Unicode for the 3. All right, so that will be x to the 4th, 3x cubed, and then we have the next 2x squared. So we can continue over here. That will still be plus 2x squared. So this is now 2x squared. We have to write the 2 there. So for the Unicode, there is no raised to the power 1 and raised to the power 2, raised to the power 3. Okay, so we have to write it manually. All right, so there is 2x squared. The next one will be the negative 25 being multiplied by the trinomial. So this will now be negative 25 x squared there. So we're going to write the squared here. So there's a number 2 here. All right, okay. After which we have negative 75x. That will be the next. Negative 75x. That will be 25 times 3, okay? And then the next part will be after that we have a negative 50. So that will be minus 50 there. And we will do some simplification for the final answer. We'll have here f of x. This will be equal to, of course, x to the fourth will remain x to the fourth. So this is x there. And then we have plus 3x cubed. This will be cube, okay? All right. Let me just continue and write the exponents. It can be, this is now to the third power. There. That's raised to the 3. And then the next one is 2x squared minus 25x squared. That should be about minus 23, okay? Minus 23. All right, so that's x to the fourth, and then 3, and then 2, and then yes. All right, let's continue there. That will be a minus. That should be 25 and 2 is 23. So this is 23x squared, okay? And then followed by minus 75x, and then minus 50 there. All right, let me put the squared. So this will now be 23x squared. There. All right, so okay, let me just do a little review there. To the fourth, and then 3, and then squared, and then 25 squared, and then 75x and negative 50. This looks like the final answer, and this is it for the first number. And this is how to write a polynomial function from the roots there. Okay, so let's check and verify from the computer. Oh, let me shrink that one so that we'll be able to see it clearly. There, all right. Okay, it's complete there. All right, there, okay. Oh, can we make it a little larger? Okay, then I can encircle it. Or enclose, yeah, enclose is the right term. All right, this is it. There, okay? All right, let us check and verify and compare it with our answer. X to the fourth plus 3x cubed minus 23x squared minus 75x minus 50. It looks correct, okay? All right, so it looks like we got the first number. Let's continue with the second. All right, let me clear the screen and then proceed to number 2. All right, here is number 2. Let's make it a little larger. Okay, then we will just shrink it later to see the answer. All right. Okay, write a polynomial function of least degree with integral coefficients that has the given zeros. All right, so for number 2, we have here 3, multiplicity 2. Okay, that means 3 will appear twice. Okay, multiplicity 2. And we have that negative 3. So what are the roots here? Okay, this means for the given, we can have x equals 3. Okay, since multiplicity 2, that means it will appear again, x equals 3. There, x equals 3, x equals 3. Because it says there 3 multiplicity 2. So we will have to do x equals 3 twice. And then the last one is x equals negative 3. There. Here are the roots. Okay, next step is to transpose the numbers to the left so that the right side becomes zeros, and then we will gather the factors. All right, and so the next step is something like transposing it to the left side. So x equals 3 will become x minus 3 equals 0 there. And also that will be twice. So x minus 3 equals 0. And the third, x equals negative 3, that will be different, x plus 3. So x plus 3 equals 0 there. So we're done doing what we did in number 1, making the right side of the equation 0. After equating each number to x, all right, make sure the equations are zeros on the right side. After which, we gather the left side as factors, okay? So we're going to have all this as factors. So we will start with f of x, and then we're now ready to gather the left side. The first one will be x minus 3 multiplied by another x minus 3 multiplied by the x plus 3. There, okay? All right. After doing that, this is already the function, okay? This is already the required function, okay? If it's a requirement to write it in factored form, then this is the equivalent of the function in factored form, okay? All right, and so this is what you call the factored form of the function, okay? There, okay? All right, but according to the instruction, write a polynomial, okay? So we'll have to write it in polynomial form, okay? All right, and so we're going to multiply all this, okay? We're going to multiply. All right, so we have here x equals 3, okay? X equals 3, and x equals negative 3, okay? And so, all right, let's multiply, all right? Let's multiply. So we will continue with the multiplication process. Okay, so this will now be something like x raised to the power 2, all right? X raised to the power 2. That means x squared. And then the middle term will be x squared, then negative 6x for the middle term. So this will continue minus 6x, okay? And then plus 9 there. And the parentheses. All right, there. Okay, now let me put the parentheses for the first. All right, it should be, there must be 1 here. There. Let me move it. Okay, just insert. All right, so that will be for x minus 3 times x minus 3, okay? The product of x minus 3 and x minus 3 is x squared minus 6x plus 9. Now, we still have one more factor over here, the x plus 3. This is now multiplication of polynomials, okay? All right, so we just have to be knowledgeable, all right, or familiar with multiplying polynomials. All right, so next thing to do is multiply further, all right? This will now be f of x, all right. Let's multiply x and the trinomial so that we will have x cubed, okay? So this will be x cubed. This will now be to the 3. Next is negative 6x squared. So this will be negative 6x squared. So we're going to make this squared. And then next is plus 9x. So we're going to have here plus 9x there. Okay, then we continue now by multiplying the trinomial by the 3. So we're going to have this like 3 times x squared. That will be positive 3x squared. So this will be squared. 3x squared. Next, the same number 3 times the 6x. So we're going to have negative 18x. So the next term here is negative 18x. And then finally, we have the 3 times 9, which is plus 27. There. And then we can combine like terms, okay, so that we can simplify further. All right, this will now be f of x is equal to x cubed. Okay, this will be cube. This will be to the 3. All right, that will be x cubed. Now we have two squared terms, negative 6x squared and plus 3x squared. That should result to negative 3x squared. So this is now negative 3x squared. So we're going to square this. And the next one will be, all right, we have two x terms, the negative 18x and the plus 9x, which results to negative 9x when combined. So this is negative 9x there. And finally, we have the lone number 27. So this is just plus 27 there. Okay, so this is it. All right, so let us see the computer's answer for confirmation. This is our answer. The required polynomial function. All right, let us, how about the computer? Okay, here's the computer's answer. We can shrink it a little bit so that it will be away from our writings. Okay, there, you can see it. I'll make it blink. Okay, there, all right. That's f of x is equal to x cubed minus 3x squared minus 9x plus 27. Exactly what we have in our computation. All right, so that's it for number 2. Let's continue writing polynomial function for the number 3. All right, let me share the screen and then proceed to number 3. Okay, here's the next. Next one is, all right, write a polynomial function of least degree with integral coefficients that has the given zeros. All right, we have here the negative 2, the positive 2, and the 4. All right, so to start with our solution, we will have to equate these numbers to x. So x is equal to negative 2, x is equal to positive 2, and x is equal to positive 4. There. That's the start. Next step is make the right side of each equation to 0. Okay, so we're going to make each side of the equation 0. So x equals negative 2 will become x plus 2 equal to 0. There. Next is x equals 2. That will become x minus 2 equal to 0. And then for the next, we have x minus 4 equal to 0. And that's for the third equation. All right, so gathering the factors now and equating this to function of x. So we will be having here a function of x is equal to the factors x plus 2 times x minus 2 times x minus 4. There. Okay, next we multiply all factors. Okay, all right, let's begin with the first two. Okay, for the first two terms. So f of x is equal to, all right, this is x plus 2 times x minus 2. This will be x squared minus 4. Okay, x squared minus 4. All right, and this will become squared. There. Okay, all right, x plus 2 times x minus 2, that's x squared minus 4. Okay, all right, and the next will be, we still have to multiply this by x minus 4. Still have to multiply this by x minus 4. All right, so let's continue. We have f of x. Okay, let's multiply x squared times x. So that'll be x cubed. Okay, so we're going to get here x cubed. There, all right. X squared and x. Next is x squared and a negative 4. So that will be negative 4x squared. So this is now negative 4x squared. So we're going to make this squared. There, all right. Next is negative 4 times x. Let me erase that. Next is negative 4 times x, okay? Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. And then finally, we have negative 4 times negative 4, that's positive 16. There. And so this looks like the final answer, okay? All right, x cubed, and then, yes, x cubed, and then negative 4x squared, and positive 16. All right, this is the polynomial equivalent, the polynomial function. There. I'm just trying to enclose it. All right. Now, this is the factored form, okay, which is already the answer, okay? But this is the required polynomial equivalent. Now, what you can see here, okay, is actually equal to that, okay? Only this is what you call the factored form of the function. There, okay? All right, so let us see the answer. Okay, over there, you can see it from the computer's answer. It's here. It matches our solution, okay, over here. So this must be correct. X cubed minus 4x squared minus 4x plus 16. Okay, I hope you were able to get the way to write the function from the given zeros or roots, okay? So roots and zeros are interchangeably used, okay, most of the times, okay? All right. Next, we will have number 4. Let's clear the screen and then proceed to number 4. All right, let's have our number 4. Okay, this time we have the roots fractions, okay? Fractions. All right, this is how to do when you have fractions. All right, the same instruction, write a polynomial function of least degree with integral coefficients that has the given zeros. So it's not really different from what we did from 1 to 3, from numbers 1 to 3. Only we're going to do it this way. In our solution, x is equal to 1/4, okay? So that'd be 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to do it this way. Okay, so that it will be a lot clearer. Okay, like this, and then next will be x equals 4/5. Okay, x is equal to 4/5. So this will be 4 over 5. Okay, this will be our next fraction. All right. So I will just write the fractions clearly. So this will now be x equals 4/5. The next is x equals negative 1/3. So this will be x is equal to negative 1/3. Okay, and then we have the fraction symbol. And then the next is x equals negative 4/3. X is equal to negative 4/3. There, okay? All right, so this is the first step. Okay, so this time we don't have integers as zeros, we have fractions. So x equals 1/4, x equals 4/5, x equals negative 1/3, and x equals negative 4/3. All right, next thing to do is transform the right side so that the right side is 0. So we're going to have it this way. All right, so this will now be x minus 1/4 equals 0. So we're going to have it this way. X minus 1/4. and then we have their equal 0 there. Okay, so it will become like this. Transposing the positive 1/4 to the left side, that will become minus 1/4. Next will be x equals 4/5. That will become x minus 4/5, like that. And this will be equal to 0 there. So that'll be for the 4/5 there. Next is x equals negative 1/3. That will become x plus 1/3. So this is x plus 1/3. 1/3 there. Okay, and this will be equal to 0. X plus 1/3 is equal to 0. So we put the equal sign here, equal to 0 there. And then finally, x equals negative 4/3. That will be x plus 4/3. So we will have x plus 4/3 equals 0 there. And this will have a fraction symbol 4/3. Okay, there. All right. Now these equations, we will have to get rid of the fraction. Okay, we will have to make it like binomials. Okay, binomials, two terms. All right. Now the first equation we multiply by 4. Each term will be multiplied by 4. Okay, and then after multiplying it by 4, okay, the next appearance of this equation will become 4x minus 1 equals 0. Okay, all right, I show you with my own handwriting. All right, this is how to do it. All right, this x minus 1/4 equal to 0. If we multiply by 4, okay, the left side and the right side multiplied by 4, like that. Okay, then this will be distributed to the x and to the 1/4. The left side will become 4x. The 1/4 times 4, that will become minus 1 there. And the right side is 0 times 4 means 0. Okay, and so we're going to have it this way. All right, and so that particular equation will be just 4x minus 1 equals 0. So we're going to write it there. So this is now 4x minus 1 equals 0 there. Okay, all right, how about the next? All right, let me erase the previous. All right, let me just clear this out first. All right, let me just erase. All right, so that will be for the x minus 1/4. The next one will be x minus 4/5. Okay, x minus 4/5. All right, so we're trying to erase part by part of my writing over here. Okay, and all right. Okay, how about the next one? X minus 4/5 equals 0. So same thing, we're going to multiply it by 5, okay, the denominator of the 4/5. So here's what's going to happen. X minus 4/5 equals 0. We're trying to get rid of the fraction, okay, so that we're going to multiply by the denominator 5 there. And so we're going to obtain 5 times x and 5 times 4/5, okay, which will become 5x, and 5 times 4/5 will just be 4, okay. All right, so that'll be a minus 4. And the right side is 0 times 5, which is 0, okay. And so the equation will now become 5x minus 4. So this will be 5x minus 4 equals 0. There. Okay. All right. Let me clear. Okay, let me just clear that. All right. Now, what happens to x plus 1/3 equals 0? Same thing. Okay. That will be x plus 1/3 equals 0. We're going to multiply the left and the right sides by the number 3 so that we'll get rid of fractions. Okay. And so this will become 3x and plus 1. Okay. This is going to be distributive property like that. Okay. And so we have 3x and 1 equals 0. Okay. That goes to the next. Okay. So that goes to the next one. So this will now be 3x plus 1 equals 0. There. Okay. And so we're going to do the next. Okay. At this point, you already know what will happen to the next one. That will become 3x plus 4. Okay. So we will just write it. Okay. This will become 3x plus 4 equals 0. Now we have now all the factors without fractions. All right. This is now the next part. F of x is equal to 4x minus 1 times 5x minus 4 times 3x plus 1 times 3x plus 4. 3x plus 4. There. Okay, we shall elongate this so that it will be on the same line. There. Okay. All right. Okay. After doing this, all right, this is already the answer. All right. We will just multiply it because the computer's answer is in polynomial. But as far as equivalent is concerned, this is already the answer. Only this is the factored form. Okay. We call this the of the function. There. Okay. All right. Now we shall continue multiplying 4x minus 1 times 5x minus 4 times 3x plus 1 times 3x plus 4 so that we will get the polynomial function. Okay. And the right side will be expressed as polynomials. All right. So let us multiply them. Okay. Let's multiply. All right. This is going to be multiplication of binomials. So it will be f of x. Okay. Let's multiply 4x minus 1 times 5x minus 4. All right, that'll be 20, okay, 20x squared. The middle term, okay, I will do it faster, all right? So that'll be 20x squared. We have a negative 5 and a negative 16. That should be about negative 21x for the middle term. And then the negative 1 and the negative 4, that's a plus 4. There, okay. Now we shall put the squared for the 20. Okay, so we shall put the 20 here. Squared for the x of the 20. There. All right. The next multiplication will be for the last two binomials. All right. This will now be 3x times 3x. That'll be 9x squared. Okay, I will write the exponent later. And then we have a middle term of 3 and 12. Okay, 3 and 12. So that should be about 15x. So that'll be a positive 15x. And then the 1 and the 4, that'll be plus 4. There. Okay. And we shall have a parenthesis there. All right. The coefficient of 9 will be x squared. So this must be squared. This will have to be squared. There. Okay. All right. Now, this remaining two trinomials will have to be multiplied further. Okay. And so we'll have to multiply again. So continue. F of x. All right. Okay. Let's multiply. This is going to be, all right, term by term this time. All right. So we have 20 and 9. That should be about 180. All right. X to the 4th. All right, like that. That's 9 times 20, that would be 180x to the fourth. All right, so the next one will be about, okay, how much is that? 20 and 9, and then 20 and 15. That must be about, how much is that? 300, okay? Yeah, it looks like 300x cubed and a positive. So that'll be a plus 300x cubed. All right, let this be cube. All right, so this will be to the third. There, okay? And then we will now multiply 20 and the 4, okay? 20x squared and the 4. So that should be about 80x squared. So this will be plus. This will now be plus. Okay, we're now doing the 80x squared. So that will be 80x squared. So we'll have to write that. There. Okay, so we're done multiplying the 20x squared by the second trinomial. Now we're going to multiply the 21. Okay, 21x, all right, by the second trinomial. So this will be 21x times 9x squared. So that would be a negative. Okay, how much do we have there? That would be a minus. Okay, that'll be 9 and 18. So 189. Okay, so 189. All right, and this will now be what? X cubed. Okay, so 21x and 9x squared. This will be x cubed. Yes. So this should be to the third. Okay, to the 3. Next is 21x negative times the 15. Okay, that looks like, how much is that? 15 and a third, 315. Okay, that must be 315 negative. Okay, that should be negative because it's negative 21x and plus 15. So that looks like negative 315 x squared. Okay, x squared. So this must be to the second power. Okay, and this came from the 21x and the 15x. So that will be a squared term. All right, and that will be negative, a product of negative and positive. Next is 21x times the 4. So a negative 21 times 4 is a negative 84. Okay, a negative 84. And there's the x there. So this will be a negative 84x, like that. Okay, all right, that goes to the negative 21x and the 4. Next is we're going to multiply the number 4 of the first trinomial times the second trinomial, and that should be giving us 36x squared. So this will be 36, and it's a positive 36x squared. Let me put the square later. That's 36x squared plus 60, 4 times 15. Okay, that looks like 60x. So this will be plus 60x. And then finally, we have the 4 times 4, which is plus 16. There. And we don't forget the squared for the 36x. Okay, that's from the 4 times 9x squared. So this must be squared here. There. All right. And so we have some terms we can combine. Okay, we can combine some of the terms here. So this will be f of x equal to, all right, what do we have here? 180x to the fourth remains as is. Okay, x to the fourth. All right, and then we have 300 and a 189. Okay, 300 and a 189. So that should be about a positive answer there. Okay, a positive answer. So we have like the first digit will be a 1. Okay, and then followed by, that will become 9. So that will become 9 minus 8, which is also 1. And then the 3 became 2. So 2 minus 1, that will be another 1. Okay, there. And this is now x cubed. This will have to be x cubed. All right, x to the third. Let me put the 3 there. This is multiplying polynomial. All right, that should look like 3. Okay, I hope so. All right, so we're done with the cubes. How about the squared? How about the squared? All right, we have 80. All right, we have 80 and 36. So how much is that? 80 and 36. That will be 116. Okay, that will be added because they are both positive. Now it will be combined with 315. Okay, 315. So we have 315 and 116. We should get a difference here equivalent to something like 199. There, 15 minus 6 is 9. That becomes 0. 10 minus 1, 9. And that became 2. All right, we have a 199. Okay, combining the squared, and that should be negative. Okay, that should be negative. So this must be minus 199x squared. So this must be squared. All right, let me put the 2 over here. A very small 2 over there. So we're done with the squared. All right, we're done with the cubes. What else? We're now going to combine the 84x and 60. So that will have a difference. All right, a 4 and a 2. Negative 24x. That will be negative 84x plus 60x. So that is negative 24x. All right, so we'll continue here. Negative 24x. And then finally, it's just the 16. All right, we cannot combine 16 with any other term. So that remains plus 16. All right, this should be our final answer. All right, now let me do some erasure. I hope I don't erase our answer. The last time I did some erasures, it erased something. All right, let me just erase my computation here. All right, okay. I hope it doesn't erase any of the typed data. All right, so let's encircle our final answer. It's over here. Enclose, enclose. Yeah, that's the right term, enclose. Oops. Oh, let me, uh-oh, I erased it. How about a redo there? Can you redo that? How about undo? Oh, there, you can undo. All right, okay, I can undo that. All right. Let me just continue enclosing it. Yeah, enclose it. It's still readable, okay? I think it's too dangerous to click the erase. All right, so that will be the answer there. All right, 180x to the fourth plus 111x cubed minus 199x squared minus 24x plus 16, okay? All right, let's check and verify the answer. Yeah, we're lucky to have that undo, all right? Okay, let's see. Okay, we shall shrink this so we can clear clear out the computer's answer. All right, let us see the answers from the computer. F of x is equal to 180x to the fourth plus 111x cubed minus 199x squared minus 24x plus 16. All right, it matches our answer. Okay, and so we are correct. Okay, doing number 4 with the roots given in fractions. All right, how come this is the requirement? You can see the instruction, write a polynomial function of least degree with integral coefficients. So you can see the coefficients 180, 111, 199, 24. Those are integers, okay? So those are the required integral coefficients. All right. Okay, so it's correct. All right, that's 16, okay? The last term there. And the signs are correct, okay? Positive 180, positive 111, negative 199, negative 24, and plus 16. All right, we are all correct. Okay, so let's continue with number 5. Let me clear number 4. Okay, so here is the next number. Here's number 5. We can enlarge it while we are solving it. All right. instruction is write a polynomial function of least degree with integral coefficients. All right, for the given zeros, this is similar to number 4. The zeros are fractions. All right, so let's start. Okay, so solution would be x equals 5 halves. So this is 5 halves. All right. Let me make that a fraction. All right, 5 over 2. Okay, next. X equals 1 half. Okay, x equals 1 over 2. And we put the fraction symbol. And the third one is x equals negative 5 over 4. X is equal to negative 5 over 4. There, it's negative 5 over 4. All right. So x equals 5 halves, x equals 1 half, and x equals negative 5 over 4. That's the first step. Next thing to do is transpose the numbers to the left side so that the right side becomes 0. All right. And so this next step will be x minus 5 halves, x minus 5 over 2 is equal to 0. There. Then we put that fraction symbol there. Okay. Next will be x minus 1 half. Okay. X minus 1 half equals 0. There. This will still be a fraction. Okay. So that's it. And then for the third, we have x equals negative 5 over 4. That will become x plus 5 over 4. This will be x plus 5 over 4. There. All right. And so we put the line for the fraction. All right. This is equal to 0, of course. This will still be equal to 0 there. Okay. If you still remember what we did in number 4, we will get rid of the fraction. So the first equation, x minus 5 halves, we multiply by 2. Okay. All the terms in the equation. And the next line will be, okay, this will become 2x minus 5 equals 0. Okay. All right. You already know, okay, why it became like that. We multiply each term by 2. Okay. All right. And so the next, x minus 1 half, x minus 1 half is equal to 0. All right. X minus 1 half is equal to 0. We multiply each term by 2. So that it'll become 2x minus 1 equals 0. There. Okay. And then for the next, all right, for the next, we multiply each term by 4. So that becomes 4x plus 5 equal to 0. There. Okay. So we get rid of the fraction. We're now going to collect this left sides of the equation so that they will become factors. All right. We start now. F of x is equal to 2x minus 5. So this is the first factor, 2x minus 5, and then 2x minus 1. We're gathering the left sides of the equations, and we have 4x plus 5 there. Okay, there. Let me just verify my signs. All right, that become negative, negative, and then positive. Yes. All right. Next is, all right, to multiply this, okay? Although this is already the factored form, okay? This is what you call the factored form of the function. There. Okay, that is as good as the answer, only the required answer is a polynomial function. That's why we have to multiply it, okay? When you multiply all these 3 terms, it will make the right side of the function polynomial, okay? Arranged from highest degree to the lowest terms. All right, let's multiply, okay? Let's multiply and get the answer. We have here f of x. Okay, this will now be, all right, let me multiply the 2x minus 5 and the 2x minus 1. All right, this will become 4x squared 4x squared, and we have negative 10 and negative 2, so that would be negative 12 there. The 10 and the 2, so negative 12x, and then the negative 5 and the negative 1 is a plus 5 there. And then we still have the 4x plus 5 there. Now we shall provide a squared for the 4x. For the first 4x, this must be squared here. There, okay? All right, so 2x and 2x is 4x squared. Negative 5 and negative 1 is plus 5. The middle term is negative 5 times 2x added to negative 2x. So that gives a negative 12x. All right, for the next multiplication, we will have to multiply term by term, okay? All right, so we shall begin with the 4x. So this is now f of x equals, all right, let's have the 4x times 4x squared. So that's 16x cubed. So this will be 16x cubed. So this will be 3. Next is 4x times 12x. That will be a negative product. It's going to be a negative product, and that will be negative 48x squared. Negative 48x squared. Let me put the 2. Let me put the 2 there. There. Okay. Next is 4x times 5. That'll be a 20x. So that'll be a plus 20x here. So this should be a plus 20x. All right. Now it's the number 5 to be multiplied by the trinomial. So 5 times 4x squared is 20x squared. So we're going to have here a positive 20x squared. This will be 2 here. Next is 5 times the negative 12x. It's a negative product 60x. So that will be negative 60x there. Okay, 5 and the negative 12. And then finally, we have 5 times 5, that's a plus 25. And that's it, we're done. We only need to combine something. All right, we have to simplify it by combining like terms. We have f of x, that's equal to, we have 16x cubed, so that remains 16x cubed. This will be 16x cubed. We cannot combine it to any term, so this will remain 16x cubed. All right. We can combine the squared, so it's 48 and 20 difference. That should be about negative 28. Okay, negative 28x squared. So it's negative 28x squared. This will be to the 2. There. All right, that's 8 minus 0, 4 minus 2. Sign of the larger. All right, next is 20x positive and 60x negative. That will result to negative 40, negative 40x. So this must be negative 40x. And then finally, the lone number 25. So that's a plus 25. And this is our final step. And we have the final answer. All right. Let me be careful with my enclose. All right, so I don't write on something. All right, so that's it. This is our final answer. All right, let's check and verify. Okay, that's second 16x cubed minus 28x squared. Yeah, that looks like correct. Okay, over here. You can see the answer over here. Computer's answer. All right, exactly like ours. All right, so that's it. That goes to our number 5. Let's continue with number 6. All right, let me clear the screen. Here is number 6. All right, write a polynomial function of least degree with integral coefficients that has the given zeros. All right, we still have fractions here, so we will do this just like number 4 and 5. So this will now be for our solution. All right, so we start with equating each of these to x. So x is equal to negative 3 halves. All right, here's the fraction. So this will be negative 3 halves. Next is x is equal to negative 5 over 4. Negative 5 over 4. There. And this must be a fraction. Next, the next one will be x equals negative 1 half. X is equal to negative 1 half. There. All right. So this will be our next. All right. After which we make the right side of each equation to 0. Okay. So we will make the first one x plus 3 halves. X plus 3 over 2 is equal to 0. Okay. It's now x plus 3 over 2. Next will be x plus 5 over 4. So this will be x plus 5 over 4. Okay, equals 0. All right. Next, third equation will be x plus 1 half. So this will be x plus 1 half. X plus 1 half. There, equals 0. There. Okay, so we have x plus 1 half. There. All right. Next, all right, get rid of the fractions by using the denominators as multipliers. For the first equation, we use 2. 2 times all the terms. And the next equivalent will be like this. This will become 2x plus 3 equals 0. There. Next equation will become 4x plus 5. 4x plus 5 equals 0. And the last one will be 2x plus 1. 2x plus 1. Let me extend that. All right, so that will be extended. 2x plus 1 equals 0. There. Okay, after doing that, we collect the left sides as factors for the function. So this will now be the answer f of x. We can now get the factored form answer. So this is 2x plus 3 times 4x plus 5 times 2x plus 1. There. This is already the equivalent factored form. Okay. There. All right. Okay. Now the required answer now. We will have to multiply binomial times binomial times binomial. Let's start. All right, 2x plus 3 times 4x plus 5. That should be 8x squared. 8x squared plus 12 and 10. That will be 22x. And 3 and 5 is 15. So plus 15 there. And we will have to rewrite the third 2x plus 1. All right, let's write the squared for the 8x. There must be a squared term here. Okay, there. Okay, 2x times 4x is 8x squared. The middle term is 12x and 10x. Okay, so the 12x and the 10x. Yes, that's why it's 22x. And then the 3 times 5 is 15. All right, here's the next part. Multiply again. So we are going to multiply again. All right, we continue with f of x. Okay, 2x times 8x squared, that's 16x cubed. Okay, this should be x cubed. All right, let's put the cube right away so we don't forget it. All right, that's 8x squared times 2x, that's 16x cubed. Next is 22x times 2x, that'll be 44x squared. That looks like plus 44x squared. All right, so let's put the 2. Next is 2x times 15. That should be about 30x. That should be plus 30x. Okay. The next part will be a multiplier of 1. Okay. So that means 1 times all the terms will be the same terms. Okay. Any expression multiplied by 1 gives the equation or the expression. Okay. All right. And so this will now be equal to just 8x squared plus 22x plus 15. So this should be plus 8x squared plus 22x plus 15 there. And we will have to square the 8x. There. All right. Let us now combine like terms for the final answer. We now have f of x. We have here 16x cubed. All right. This must be cubed. All right. The squared term. 44 and 8, that looks like 52x squared. So we have here plus 52x squared. All right. This must be squared. There. Okay. What else? The x terms. So 30 and 22. Okay. 30x and 22x. That looks like 52x. Another 52. So this will be plus 52x. Yeah. Still positive. All right. And then finally, just the lone number 15. So it's plus 15 there. Okay. So that's it. This must be our final answer. All right. And so we shall verify over here. Okay. So we have them all positives. Okay. 16x cubed, 52x squared plus 52x plus 15. Okay. Looks correct. All right. Over here. All right. It matches our answer. All right. So it's correct there. Let's do number 7. And you can see the coefficients are integer, okay? They call it integral coefficients, okay? 16, 52, 52, 15, those are integers. So that's the meaning of this, integral coefficients, okay? Integral coefficients. All right, so that goes to number 6. Let's continue with the next. All right, let me clear my underline there. All right, let's continue with number 7. Okay, here's the next. We have irrational numbers. So we're done with integers. We're done with fractions. This time we have something like irrational numbers. Okay, these are not fractions. All right, or whole numbers. These are irrational numbers. Something we cannot express in terms of an integer divided by integer. So these are called irrational numbers. But we're asked to write a polynomial function of least degree with integral coefficients that has the given zeros. All right, so okay, let's have the solution. All right. Now there are square roots here. Okay, there are square roots here. So let me try using my handwriting here. All right. So let me use my handwriting. Let me try that. Okay. Oh, that's too big. All right. That's too large. How about that? Maybe we can check the format. All right. So this and the width. Okay. If this must be the width. All right. That should be good enough. All right. Okay. Let me just clear the width. All right. Okay. Here's the given. We have a square root of 3. That means there's a root for the given. We have, okay. All right. We have x. X is equal to square root of 3. There. Now, if there is a square root of 3, there's also a root, which is negative square root of 3, okay? Plus or minus, okay? So if there's a square root of 3, there must be another 0 or root, which is negative square root of 3. So we can still have x equals negative square root of 3, like that. Also, there's a given x is equal to negative 1 plus square root of 10. There, okay? If there is a root, negative 1 plus square root of 10, there must be negative 1 minus square root of 10. Okay, the square root will always have plus or minus. So there's another one. X equals negative 1 minus square root of 10. There. And we expect something like degree 4 here. Okay, degree 4. And so we can have something like changing the right side of each equation, okay, changing each equation such that the right side must be 0, okay, that's where we're going to start. All right, so the first one is x minus square root of 3 equals 0. That's what happened to it, okay? All right, okay, the next is x plus square root of 3. X plus square root of 3 equals 0. Okay, for the next one, that will become x plus 1 minus square root of 10 equals 0. And for the fourth one, this will become x plus 1 plus square root of 10 equals 0. There. Okay, and so we made the right side of each equation 0, okay? And so we can now gather the factors, okay? We can now gather the factors. All right, let me start with the first one. This will now be f of x. Okay, I have to write it very small. So this will now be x minus square root of 3. There. Times x plus square root of 3. There. Times, all right, x plus 1 minus square root of 10, okay, times x plus 1 plus square root of 10. There, it's like this. Then multiply this all, okay? All right, let me clear that 10. This must be a 10, okay? This is square root of 10. There, all right. It looks 10 already. All right, now remember the formula in multiplying binomials, okay? There's a formula like this. A minus B times A plus B, okay? Anything like this will result to A squared minus B squared, like that, okay? A minus B times A plus B is equal to A squared minus B squared. Why? Because you're going to multiply this, and then this, and then this, and then this, okay? And when you do that, you have A squared, and then the next arc is A times B, that's plus AB. And then the next one is negative B times A, that's negative AB. And then the final multiplication is negative B times positive B, that's a negative B squared. And so that's equivalent to A squared minus B squared. Okay, difference of 2 squares, because this will zero out there. Okay, all right, so remember the formula. If you have A minus B times A plus B, that's equal to A squared minus B squared. Okay, all right, and so we can use that in our solution. Okay, we're going to use this in our solution. All right, this is how we use it. All right, you can see x minus square root of 3 times x plus square root of 3. And so that will become x squared minus square root of 3 squared. Okay, so this will become like this. This will become x squared minus square root of 3 squared. Okay, like that. And we have that particular product now. Okay, how about the next? You can see here x plus 1, and the other one is x plus 1. And you can see minus square root of 10 plus square root of 10. So we can write this like x plus 1 squared and then minus square root of 10 squared. There. Okay, because x plus 1, you can see here x plus 1 and x plus 1. That's the same. Okay, so we can take that as if it's a. All right, and the square root of 10, we can take that as b. Okay, and so it will be simplified this way. All right, let's continue with the multiplication. The next part will be x squared square root of 3 squared. That will just be 3. So this will become a minus 3, like that. There. And then the next part here, x plus 1 squared. Okay, x plus 1 squared, that will become x squared plus 2x plus 1. There. Now the square root of 10 squared, that will just be minus 10. There. Okay. All right. And so we can continue now with the next simplification. This will be x squared minus 3. And this will be x squared plus 2x minus 9. There. Okay, this is a number 9. There. Okay, now we have to multiply again. Okay, x squared times all the terms. Okay, add the trinomial. So this will be x squared, and x squared is x to the 4th. There. And then x squared and the 2x, that's 2x cubed. So that'll be plus 2x cubed. There. And then x squared and the negative 9 is negative 9x squared. There. All right. Our next multiplier is the negative 3, okay, to be multiplied by the trinomial. So that's negative 3 times x squared is a negative 3x squared. Next is negative 3 times the 2x. It's a negative 6x. And then finally, we have negative 3 by negative 9. That's a positive 27. There. All right. We shall simplify this. We will have x to the 4th. And then 2x cubed remains 2x cubed. Next is the squared terms. That looks like negative 12x squared. Negative 12x squared. And then followed by negative 6x plus 27. This is our f of x. And you can see the coefficients as integers, okay? Integers. So this must be our final answer. All right. That'll be our final answer. Okay, so this is it. All right. All right, let me just enclose it. Okay. Yeah, our line is slightly larger. Okay, let's see the answer. Okay, let me shrink that. Okay, so that it can accommodate the answer. All right, we have f of x is x to the 4th plus 2x cubed minus 12x squared minus 6x plus 27. All right, it looks correct over here. All right, you can see it below the given, okay, over here. All right, so that goes to our number 7. Let's continue with number 8. All right, let's clear the screen. Let's continue with number 8. All right, here's number 8. Okay, look what we have here. Square root of 5, negative square root of 5, 2 plus square root of 6, and 2 minus square root of 6. All right, that looks complete, okay? The plus or minus are there. All right, and so we expect here another degree 4, okay? Because there are 4 numbers, okay? All right, and so we shall start with the given. Okay, let's start. Okay, so we will have x equals square root of 5. And then next we have x equals negative square root of 5. Next is x equals 2 plus square root of 6. And then the other one is, let me put it slightly lower, okay? Let me put it slightly lower over here. That will be x, right? X equals 2 minus square root of 6. There, all right. Okay, now we transpose so that the right side of each equation becomes 0. So we are going to have x minus, the next step will be x minus square root of 5 equals 0. Okay, next is x plus square root of 5 equals 0. Next, this will become x minus 2 minus square root of 6 equals 0. There. And then the last one will be x minus 2 plus square root of 6 equals 0. All right. Now we can gather the factors. Let's now gather the factors for the function f of x. We have the first factor is x minus square root of 5 times the second factor is x plus square root of 5. The third factor will be x minus 2 minus square root of 6. And then the last factor will be x minus 2 plus square root of 6. There. All right. Next step is to multiply this all. Okay, remember the formula we used in number 7. All right, we have x minus square root of 5 times x plus square root of 5. Okay, remember a minus b times a plus b. That is equivalent to a squared minus b squared. And so we can write this. All right, let's write it like x squared minus square root of 5 squared. Okay, so we have the square root of 5 squared there. Okay, all right. Next will be x minus 2. You can see x minus 2. Also in the last one, you can see x minus 2. So you can write that, okay, x minus 2 squared. And then the square root of 6 and square root of 6, minus and plus. So this will be a minus, and you have the square root of 6 squared. There, okay? Just remember the formula we discussed in number 7. All right, so we will just simplify this and multiply. So we're going to have f of x. This will be x squared minus square root of 5 squared. This will just become x squared minus 5. X squared minus 5. The square root and the squared cancel each other. Okay, that one, and that one cancel each other. Okay, there. So if you have a 5 there, that will be 5. Okay, like that. All right, so just a little clarification there. Okay, the next will be x minus 2 squared. That's squaring a binomial. It will continue like x squared. The middle term is twice their product. The x and the 2 is 2x times 2, that's 4x. So that's a minus 4x. Now squaring the 2, that's negative 2 times negative 2 is a plus 4. There. And then finally, we have square root of 6 squared. That will just be a 6. Okay. And the sign there, of course, is a minus. There. Okay. So we further simplify. All right. We have f of x. This will be x squared minus 5. This will be multiplied by x squared minus 4x. We have a 4 minus 6. It's a negative 2. There. All right. Continue with the multiplication. X squared times x squared. That'll be x to the 4th. That's equal to x to the 4th. Okay. X squared and x squared, x to the 4th. X squared and 4x, that's minus 4x cubed. There. X squared and the negative 2, it's a negative 2x squared. Next is the multiplier 5, negative 5. So negative 5 times x squared is a negative 5x squared. Next is negative 5 by negative 4x. That's a plus 20x. So that's a plus 20x. And then finally, negative 5, negative 2. Negative 5 times negative 2 is a plus 10. There. All right. We will simplify to get the final answer. So this will now be f of x. X to the 4th will not combine to anything, so that will be just rewrite. And so is the cube, so that's also rewrite. That's a minus 4x cubed. How about the squared squared? That looks like negative 2, negative 5, that combines to minus 7x squared. And then the rest will just be rewrite. So this will be plus 20x plus 10. Okay, this looks like our final answer. Okay, and let's verify from the computer. Okay, what do we have from the computer? All right, let me shrink it a little bit so it can fit. All right, there. All right, let me just enlarge it. Okay, we can see it clearly over here. Yeah, it looks the same. All right, that's f of x is equal to x to the 4th minus 4x cubed minus 7x squared plus 20x plus 10. Okay, our answer is correct there. All right, that goes to our number 8. Let's proceed to the next number 9. Let's have number 9. All right, let me clear the screen. Proceed to the next number 9. All right, here is number 9. Let's enlarge it a little bit. All right, here. Okay, so instruction is write a polynomial function of least degree with integral coefficients that has the given zeros. Okay, we have square root of 5. X equals square root of 5. That means x equals negative square root of 5 is also a 0. Also for the square root of 7, there must be a negative square root of 7 because when there's a square root, that's always plus or minus. Okay, and so this must be like, here's our given. Okay, given. All right, we shall start with x equals square root of 5. Also, x is equal to negative square root of 5. There. Also, x is equal to square root of 7. And x is equal to negative square root of 7. that will also be a 0, okay? All right, so if there's a positive square root of 5, there must be a negative square root of 5. If there's a positive square root of 7, there must be a negative square root of 7. And so we now have the possible roots, okay? We're now going to continue like the way we did 1 to 8. All right, this will now be x minus square root of 5 equals 0. X plus square root of 5 equals 0, okay? We will have to make the right side of the equation zeros. This will be x equals square root of 7. That will become x minus square root of 7 equal to 0. And then for the last one, x is equal to negative square root of 7. That will become x plus square root of 7 equals 0. All right, time to gather the left sides as factors. All right, so we will gather the left side. This will be f of x. F of x is equal to, okay, let's take the first one, x minus square root of 5. Let's take the second, x plus square root of 5. The next will be x minus square root of 7. And then the last one is x plus square root of 7. Okay, this looks rather simple because we have x squared of 5, x squared of 5 minus and plus, okay? And then the next one is x squared of 7, x squared of 7 minus and plus. We can easily use this formula. A minus b times a plus b is equal to a squared minus b squared. We can easily use this formula for the pairs, okay? All right, and so the next step will be f of x. And we can write this like x squared minus square root of 5 squared. There, okay? And the other remaining to be written x squared minus square root of 7 squared. There, exactly the formula we just described. All right, let's erase the formula and continue with the products. All right, okay, so next we have f of x. Okay, we'll now simplify this. Okay, this square root of 5 squared, that will just be 5. Okay, remember the square root symbol and the squared cancel each other. Okay, and so this will be like x squared minus 5. There. And the next one is x squared minus 7. There. All right, and so we will have an easy multiplication here. X squared and x squared. Okay, let's start with the f of x. X squared and x squared is x to the 4th. Okay, the middle term we have negative 5x squared and negative 7x squared. That looks like negative 12. Okay, this and this. Okay, negative 5x squared, negative 7x squared. That's a negative 12x squared. There. And finally, negative 5 by negative 7, that's a plus 35. There. And we got the final answer. All right. This will be our final answer. F of x is equal to x to the 4th minus 12x squared plus 35. Okay, this looks like the required polynomial function. All right, and we can verify that. Okay, over here. Yeah, it looks exactly what we have. Okay, there. This must be correct. All right. X to the 4th minus 12x squared plus 35. All right, number 10. All right, number 10. Let's proceed to number 10. Okay, so let's have the next. Okay, here's our number 10. All right. We now have complex numbers. The letter i's there are imaginary. Okay, imaginary. All right, so we have here -2 minus -2 minus I, -2 plus I. All right. Also, we have 3 minus I. All right. There must be a 3 plus I, the conjugate. Okay. You call it the conjugate. Okay. All right. -2 minus I, -2 plus I. And there you have 3 minus I. Then there must be a presence of 3 plus I. Okay. So we expect degree 4 here. All right. So this will now be the given. Okay, we have x. First, we will equate this to each of these. So x is equal to -2 minus I. All right, that goes to the first. Next is x equals -2 plus I. And then the next is x equals 3 minus I. And then we're supposed to have the 3 plus I. So we have x is equal to 3 plus I. So 3 minus I and 3 plus I are conjugates. Okay. All right. And so we expect here x to the fourth. Okay. Something like that. All right. Next step will be transpose the terms to the left. So the right side is 0. So the first one will be x plus, remember the signs will change when you move. So this will become +2. The minus I becomes plus I. There. And this is equal to 0. Okay. Next is x equals -2 plus I. That will become x plus 2 minus I equals 0. All right. Next, x is equal to 3 minus I. When you transpose this, this will become x minus 3 plus I equals 0 there. Okay, so that becomes -3 plus I. All right, the last one will be x minus 3 minus I is equal to 0 there. Remember to make the right sides 0 and then transposing the terms from right to left. And make sure you change the sign when you do that. All right, next we gather the factors. Okay, we gather the factors. So we have here f of x is equal to, all right, here's the first factor, x plus 2 plus I. Second factor is times x plus 2 minus I. And then the third, here comes the third, open parentheses, x minus 3 plus I. And the last one, x minus 3 minus I. There. All right, we're going to multiply this now. And observe what we have. We still have x plus 2 and x plus 2. You can write that like x plus 2 squared. And you have a plus and a minus, okay? All right, I'll show you. You have there x plus 2 plus I. And then you have x plus 2 minus I. There, okay? Using the formula, okay? Taking this as 1 and taking this as 1. So you have a plus and a minus there. And so using the formula a plus b, a minus b, okay? This will be a squared minus b squared. And we can write this x plus 2 squared minus I squared, like that. Okay, all right, just remember the equivalent. Okay, all right. I'm going to erase it, and we're going to use the space. All right, so let me just erase it first. Okay, so here's our formula, and the next line looks like this. All right, we have f of x. We can now write this x plus 2 squared and we have minus I squared. Okay, there. And this is one group, like that. All right, how about the remaining two? All right, you can see there noticeably x minus 3, x minus 3, and then plus and minus I. That means we can take the x minus 3 squared. So we can write this times the quantity x minus 3, and this is squared, like that. And you have the plus I minus I, that means minus I squared. And this will be another group. All right, now let's go to the I squared. Okay, that's imaginary number I, which is square root of negative 1. All right, if you have I squared, that means square root of negative 1 squared, which is negative 1. There, okay? So I squared, therefore, I squared is negative 1. There, okay? Imaginary number I, when you square that, that's a negative 1. Okay, so if you're going to continue here, this will become f of x. All right, x plus 2 squared, squaring a binomial, you square the x. There. All right, the middle term is the product of the x and 2, that's 2x, times 2, so that gives 4x. And then the square of the second term 2, that's 2 times 2, that's a 4. So that will be 4. Okay, now I squared is over here. I squared is negative 1. Okay, now there's a minus I squared there. So that means minus negative 1, which is plus 1. Okay, there. Okay, all right. So minus I squared is plus 1. Okay, all right. Let's continue. We will now multiply the second, and we have x minus 3 squared, x times x, x squared. All right, here comes the middle term. The negative 3 times x is negative 3x. You double that, that's negative 6x. So this is a minus 6x there. And then we have the negative 3 times negative 3, that's a plus 9. And again, we have a minus I squared, that means minus negative 1, which is plus 1. Okay, there. All right. And so let's put some fence here. Okay. All right, there. Okay. Now we multiply this again. Okay, we're going to multiply this after simplification, or we need more space. Can we erase that corner? Let's erase that corner. Yeah, we will not be needing that. Okay, so let me just erase it because we will be needing space to write on. All right, let's continue with the product of this. After simplification, we are going to have here f of x is now equal to x squared plus 4x plus 5. And this will be simplified x squared minus 6x. 9 plus 1 is 10, so we have plus 10. Okay, continue the product, f of x. Okay, we're going to multiply x squared, okay, x squared by all the 3 terms in the second. Okay, all right, so we're going to do that. X squared and x squared, that looks like x to the 4th. There. Next is x squared and a negative 6x. So that will be negative 6x cubed. There. Next is x squared times the 10. So that's positive 10x squared. All right. Next multiplier is the 4x. Positive 4x times all the 3. So we start with 4x and x squared. That's a positive 4x cubed. Next is 4x and the negative 6x. That's a negative 24x squared. Negative 24x squared. And then next is 4x by the 10. That's 40x. So that's a plus 40x. All right. Next multiplier is the 5. 5 by x squared is 5x squared. Next is 5 by negative 6x. It's a negative 30. Negative 30x. And then finally, we have 5 times the 10. That's a positive 50. There. All right. Combining all this, we will have the final answer. All right. Let's try to combine. Okay. Let's start with x to the 4th. All right. There's nothing to combine with x to the 4th. So this will remain x to the 4th. There. 6x cubed negative and 4x cubed positive, that gives negative 2x cubed. So negative 2x cubed. All right. All right. We have now the squared. Okay, what do we have for the squared? This will be like 10x squared and the 5x squared, that's a positive 15. Okay, that's a positive 15x squared. Okay, the 10x squared and the 5x squared, that's a positive 15x squared. We have a negative 24x squared. Negative 24x squared. So the result of this is another x squared, but this looks like 9 negative. There. So it's a negative 9x squared for all the squared terms. Okay. Next is the x term. Positive 40x and negative 30, that's 40x minus 30x, that's plus 10x. And then finally, that's 50. Okay, just one number. We cannot combine 50 with any term. This must be it. Okay. And that's our final answer. We can verify from here. All right, what's the answer? Let's shrink it so we can see it there. There. X to the 4th, 2x cubed negative, 9x squared negative, plus 10x plus 50. Looks correct, okay? Yes, it looks correct. There. Okay, that's for number 10. Here's the computer's answer. Let's continue with number 11. Okay. All right, let's have number 11. Let me clear number 10 and continue with the next, number 11. Okay, here's number 11. Write a polynomial function of least degree with integral coefficients that has the given zeros. All right, let's look at the given roots. We have 1 minus I, 1 plus I, positive 3I, negative 3I. All right, that looks complete, okay? 1 minus I, 1 plus I, positive 3I, negative 3I. So we have nothing to add there, all right? The conjugates are there. The given complex and its conjugate are both given. So we have to expect 4th degree here, okay? Because we have 4 roots. All right, let's start. For the given x is equal to 1 minus I. Okay. Next, x is equal to 1 plus I. Next is x equals 3I. And finally, x equals negative 3I. There. Okay. Next is make the right side of each equation 0. Okay, so transpose. So we will have x minus 1 plus I equals 0. Next is x minus 1 minus I equals 0. Next is x minus 3I equals 0. And then finally x plus 3I equals 0. There. Okay, time to gather the factors. We will have f of x is equal to the first factor, okay, open parentheses. We have x minus 1 plus I times x minus 1 minus I. Okay, I hope you don't get confused with I and number 1. Okay, the I has a dot. All right. And then we have times x minus 3I. And then finally x plus 3I. There. All right. So all we need to do is just multiply this and we will have the polynomial. All right. Notice the x minus 1 and x minus 1. Okay, that looks the same. And we have a plus I and a minus I. All right. And so we can show that this will be x minus 1 squared minus I squared. Okay, by using that particular formula. So this is now f of x. We can now write this, compare this to the previous numbers. Okay, we can follow this formula: x plus b. Okay, a plus b. I'm sorry, a plus b, and then a minus b is equal to a squared minus b squared. So if you can take the x minus 1 as your a, then you can square that. Okay, so we can write it like x minus 1 squared. And you can see the plus I and the minus I. So that means we can write that minus I squared. There. Next, we will have to do this remaining 2. So you can see x minus 3I, x plus 3I. So it's a minus plus. So it's like this. So we can write this like x squared minus, all right, you have 3I, the entire 3I squared, like that. Okay, the entire 3I. So it's a minus 3I plus 3I. So that will be like plus b and minus b. Okay, all right. And so it should be written like this. Okay, so when we continue, this will be f of x. Okay, that's equal to x minus 1 squared. X minus 1 squared is equal to x minus 1 times x minus 1. And that will give us x squared. The product of x and negative 1, that's a negative 1x. You have to double that. That's a negative 2x. And negative 1 squared is a plus 1. There. And recall, I squared is a negative 1. So minus I squared is a plus 1. There. Okay. Times x squared. Okay. You have there 3I squared. That means 3 times 3 and I times I, or I squared. So that will be a positive 9 and positive 9, and I squared is negative 1. Okay, so that will give a negative 9. So this will be minus, okay, that will be a negative 9 there. Okay, all right, because I squared is negative 1, 3 squared is positive 9. Okay, so therefore that's a negative 9, but there's an extra minus there, so minus 3i squared, so that will be a minus negative 9. All right, so this will now be simplified. We can simplify this like x squared minus 2x plus 2, and this is now x squared minus negative is plus, so this is now a plus 9 there. Okay, simplifying further, let's erase our formula. Let's erase the formula there. Okay, this will now be f of x. Let's multiply. All right, term by term. X squared and x squared is x to the fourth. X squared and negative 2x is negative 2x cubed. X squared in the positive 2 is plus 2x squared. And then now we have the plus 9 as a multiplier. Plus 9 and the x squared is plus 9x squared. Plus 9 and the negative 2x is negative 18x. And then finally, plus 9 times plus 2, that's positive 18. All right, let's simplify further to get the final answer. This is now f of x. We have x to the fourth, that remains x to the fourth. How about x cubed? X cubed remains x cubed, so this is minus 2x cubed. All right, the squared terms can be combined to positive 11x squared. And then the rest will be rewrite. So this is minus 18x plus 18. There. And this must be our final answer. Okay. All right. So let's see. Okay, here's the answer from the computer. All right, here. That's f of x is equal to x to the fourth minus 2x cubed plus 11 x squared minus 18x plus 18. We got it right over there. All right, so we're now doing the last number. Do we have a number 12? Okay, so let's continue with the last number. All right, let's clear number 11. Okay, continue with the last number. Yes, it's the last number. All right. So we have, all right, what do we have here? We have write a polynomial function of least degree with integral coefficients that has the given zeros. We have 2 minus 3i. That means we have the conjugate 2 plus 3i. Okay, if you have the minus 3i, there must be the plus 3i. So we shall write the given, okay, from here, the given data. Okay, one root is x equal to 2 minus 3i. Okay, the other one must be x equal to 2 also plus 3i. There. If you have the minus 3i, there must be the plus 3i. Okay, so 2 minus 3i, that's 1. Its conjugate is 2 plus 3i. Okay, that's also a root. Okay, all right. We have the 3i and the minus 3i. So this will be x equal to 3i. And then the last one is x equal to negative 3i. There. All right, so these are the roots, or sometimes called zeros. All right, so this must be separated by commas. There. Okay, so next is we transpose the right side of each equation to the right, to the left, making the right side 0. So we're going to have here x, let's do that, x minus 2 plus 3i equals 0. And that's 1. Next equation is x minus 2 minus 3i equals 0. There. Okay. Next is x equals 3i. That should give us x minus 3i equals 0. And then finally, x equals to negative 3i. That should give us x plus 3i equals 0. All right. So at this point, we're about to gather the factors. All right. So for the function, this will be our function. First factor is x minus 2 plus 3i. Second factor is x minus 2 minus 3i. Next is x minus 3i. And the fourth one is x plus 3i. All right. And so all we need to do is just multiply this all. Okay. And notice the pattern, and we can apply the formula we used from the previous. Okay. All right. So the first pair here, the first pair looks like this. All right. So this will be x minus 2 squared. And you have the plus 3i and minus 3i means minus 3i squared. There. And this is one part. Okay. Now for the remaining two factors, which is x minus 3i times x plus 3i, that is also using the same pattern, is now x squared minus, you enclose the entire term 3i and then you square it like that. Because 3i and 3i, it means 3i squared. Okay. And so the next will be simplification. This will still be f of x equals, okay. So we simplify this. This will be our next line. F of x is equal to, okay, x minus 2 squared. That will be x squared. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x times 2. That's a negative 4x, that for the middle term. And then you square the negative 2. That means plus 4. There. After which, this is minus, all right, 3i squared squared is a negative 9. Okay, so this will become minus negative 9. Okay, when you square the 3, that's a positive 9. When you square the I, it's a negative 1. So inside the parentheses, it's a negative 9. But you have an extra minus outside the parentheses. So that'll be minus negative 9. Okay, the next group here is x squared. And we have the minus. Now 3i squared is another negative 9 there. Okay, why? Because this is 3i squared. Okay, and there's a minus there. Okay, all right, I'll just show you why. Okay, the minus is there. When you have that 3i included in the parentheses, that means 3 squared is 9. Now the I squared, that's a negative 1, like that. Okay, that will be the result of the I squared. Okay, and that should be minus negative 9, like that. You have to distribute the 2. You have to distribute the 2. This will be a minus the 3, that becomes 3 squared. And then that becomes I squared, like that. And so this will be a minus outside the parentheses. The 3 squared is 9, and this will be times negative 1. It's like that. So you have a minus negative 9 there. Okay, and so this will be simplified f of x. This is x squared minus 4x. This is now 4 minus minus 9. That means 4 plus 9. So we have a plus 13 there. And this will be x squared plus 9 there. All right, so let's erase our writings at the bottom. Let's erase that part there. All right, so let me erase that part. Let's continue with our solution. Okay, so we multiply this. So we're going to have here f of x. This will be x squared and x squared. This will be x to the fourth. X squared and the negative 4x, that will be a negative 4x cubed. Okay, x squared and negative 4x is negative 4x cubed. X squared and the 13, that will be 13x squared. Okay, our multiplier now will be the positive 9. So 9 and the x squared is 9x squared positive. 9 and 4x negative is negative 36x. And then finally we have, how much is that? 117. 9 times 13 is 117. Okay, 9 times 3, 27, and then a carry of 2 there. All right, and so we still have to simplify further to get the final answer. So f of x is equal to x to the fourth. All right, how about the cube? The cube will be just rewrite also. Now the squared can be combined to, how much is that? 13 and 9 gives 22. So we have plus 22x squared. And then we continue with the minus 36x plus 117. Okay, there. Okay, that looks like our final answer. And let's check and verify. Yes, exactly what we have. It's over here. So we have f of x is equal to x to the fourth minus 4x cubed plus 22x squared minus 36x plus 117. Yeah, it looks correct. Okay, so we don't have number 13. So this will be all for our discussion about writing polynomial function with complex roots. All right, so see you later for another lesson. Okay.